What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel, and thanks for stopping by. Hey, today, super stoked to sit down and talk to somebody that you are probably familiar with, but you may not have known what he looks like because,
hey, that's me.
because he's usually behind the camera. This is Lantz Simpson, and I got a message from you about a week ago or so,
Yep.
and was like, hey, I'm coming to Hawaii. I want to check out the bike scene. I was like, dude, let's do something. So we're here on a Friday. We're gonna be riding with Elton and some of the guys here that do their weekly Friday ride outs. And then tomorrow night is the big one. We're gonna do the Bike Factory big ride out. Yep. So we're just gonna kind of sit and talk story a little bit, kind of like learn about your story. So tell us, kind of going back from the beginning, like as a kid, like where did you grow up, and how were you into BMX or bikes?
Right. Wow. So I'm originally from New York, so I came to Long Beach, California in '79.
Okay.
So that's a perfect time kind of for BMX.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of the kids in the neighborhood had bikes, everything, Cook's Brothers.
Yeah.
Name it.
All the old school.
All the
Redline, GT,
Redline,
whatever. Right.
Hutch, Strokers, Mongoose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would see the bikes and I didn't know. They would let me ride them, and I just ride around. It was cool.
Yeah.
And then I started looking at the magazine. So Bicycle Motocross Action.
Yeah.
So
BMX
I just
Plus
feel like
and
BMX
all those,
Plus Action
right?
Now was when it had the 3 different joints, and so it just kind of changed my life in the sense of like, okay, you could do tricks on the bike.
Okay. Yeah. With freestyle.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do these endos, and I'm gonna practice. And so I've never seen like video footage or anything of
no
guys.
YouTube back then.
No YouTube. No. We had the salary cap at the house, so it wasn't like I was going to Orange County, to follow the trick team right. So I just remember just studying the magazine and then taking the pages out, and then I would make my own magazine.
Okay.
Right. My mom had these like 3-ring binder, and she would bring the plastics home, and I would stick them in and just, okay, this one. Take the hot shots out from the back and put them in.
Yeah. I used to do that and make folders, for school. Cut them out, get all the logos and stuff. Yeah.
So Bob Harrow.
Love that guy and his
drawings.
I
would put his stuff in. I remember I went to Japan a while ago, and I was in this guy's office, and he had a signed autograph picture up of one of his drawings.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo. I was going nuts. I was like, do you know who this is? Do you guys? The guys I with, they don't know. They didn't know. Whatever. But anyway, so we started riding and practicing, and the really cool thing, my buddy lived across the street from Scott Breithaupt, and so
SE.
Yeah, right. So it's like the pictures, them jumping, off the roof into the pool. He knew. He's like, yo, these guys jump off the roof.
And that's your buddy.
And he didn't ride too much. Shout out
he wasn't
Bobby
impressed.
Johnson. Yeah,
he wasn't impressed.
He just thought it was crazy.
He's just like these crazy neighbors.
Yeah. So I spent the night one time, and I saw the van, or the bus, the school bus, the camo bus, parked out front, and I went nuts.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
Nuts. And so he didn't know what it was. And I was just like staring out the window in case Scott came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it was cool. My buddy used to race, Jason Patterson. He had a red line. He was like my best friend back in the day. He raced novice. There was a park in Long Beach, Gnarler Park. And I think like Scott started that park. But we used to go, and I was just watching.
Yeah.
It was horrible because I wanted to race. Right?
But you had no bike.
No bike. You know what I mean?
No bike.
No
salary
bike.
cap, man.
Salary cap at the crib. But it was really cool. We didn't wheelie too much, only on Schwinn cruisers, right? We called them tanks back then.
Okay.
Right?
They were so heavy.
The girls had cruisers.
Okay.
So we would, hey, watch out, let me ride it. Let me wheelie this thing, and try and, we would at Stearns Park in Long Beach and try to wheelie the bike path all the way.
Okay.
And the big thing for me was like to grab the frame.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm 11 years old, 12 years old. You know what I mean? So that was like it. But so like from 79 to 82, that's all I thought about. You know what I mean? It's like I think a lot of people's heroes were like the Magic Johnson and Mike Schmidt and the baseball guy, right? And that type of thing, Steve Garvey.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know.
We knew all the BMX guys, right? Stu Thompson,
first and last
Greg
name.
Hill, right?
Right, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was.
Dude, I did the same thing, man. I would get that magazine.
Right.
And I would study that thing front to back.
Yeah.
I'd be looking at like, I think my first BMX bike that I bought myself, my dad bought me a Mongoose.
Okay.
But that thing was a tank. He bought me like,
So
it was
what?
the cheapest one, right?
Yeah,
it was the one, steel rims, no freewheel, nothing, right?
You want that one now,
But now I do, because that sucker's worth a ton of money now. But, save my money, and I was like, I want a Diamondback, and I just...
Okay.
So I was like, dude,
man.
did a paper route,
Yeah.
and then raised enough money until I could buy, a Silver Streak. And I Diamondback was with Harry Leary, the Turbo,
he's still
and
around.
Eddie King, and all
Eddie
these
King,
guys, right? Like Mike King, it was just amazing. Man.
I never thought I would see those guys.
It's amazing now, right? You got things like Dirty Fest and,
My mind is like,
yeah.
I don't even know how to act. Mike Buff sends me text messages. Where are you? Yeah. Put your bike together.
Isn't that crazy?
Come meet me at the thing so we can ride down the hill.
Yeah.
I was like,
so
what?
tell us how you got to that, because you had no bike as a kid.
Right.
You were borrowing your friends' bikes,
Yep.
right? Salary cap at the house.
Yeah.
Couldn't do much.
Yep.
But then somehow you're rubbing elbows now with these legends.
Never in a
shooting
million
stuff
years.
for SE. So like, long story short, but how did that happen?
I want to say, now that I think about it, we were talking about it, it like follows you. Okay? So I got into basketball and sports and, started designing for, different companies and stuff like that, clothing and footwear. And still is like, it's in your heart, it's in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a guy, Adam Mark, he's out of Long Beach. His office is in Long Beach. He has a Facebook page that's huge, crazy following. I think it's 24, 26.
29.
29.
Yeah.
That's
I think I've
his,
seen him.
Right, that's his page. And so
Okay.
I didn't know that was his page, but his office was next to my office. And so one day I'm driving in and I see these two bikes in the back of a truck. And I was like, yo, what was that? And it just caught my eye. So I parked the car and I, walked and I started looking in the back of this guy's truck. I don't know it's his truck. I just see a truck and I just see
cool
these bikes.
on
I'm
it.
like, yo, that's a quad angle.
Oh,
Right? And I'm like, that thing, it's bigger. I was like, why is it bigger?
It's not a 20-incher.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what the heck? And I was looking at the paint. I was like, this thing is custom. Like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
And I'm just staring, you know what I'm saying, in the back of this guy's truck at his bikes. And then, my brain clicked in. I was like, oh, snap, let me.
Somebody's going to be looking at me like I want to steal or something.
Black guy is looking at you, he's going to steal your bikes.
Oh, crap.
I mean? So I go back to the office, and now I'm thinking, I'm like, what was that? And so I had bought a fixed gear, and I put BMX bars on it. And as I look back, I look at it, and I was building a PK Ripper. Because the frame,
right?
I like the wide frame.
The
bottom post. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
And as I looked, I was like,
you were building cruisers before it was a thing, building cruisers.
And I wasn't in the
right?
scene, and I never saw it right. I had a mag, so I just put one in the back. So the fixie dude's like, Lance, you put the mag in the front. I'm like, man, I don't care. I was like, this is my style.
Yeah.
So Adam Mark was doing a Christmas card for it with his family. The company that was gonna take pictures for him, they called me.
Okay.
I said, hey Lance, can you help with the shoot? I know you're into bikes.
This guy has all these bikes.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know what kind of bikes, 10 speeds. I didn't know what it was. And I show up and I'm like, and I see all these bikes in the garage, like the PKs and they're all big bikes. And I'm just like, whoa. And then I see the Dan Gurney and I see the GT and I see the side hack. And I remember his girl was like, oh yeah, this is a custom, he made it for us. And I'm like, he's still alive, Gary Turner? And I was like,
yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
He made this for you? Yeah. You know, it's this amazing like green, and I'm just like
tripping.
Yeah, tripping, right? So we do the shoot. Had the pit bull in the side hack, and you know, we taking the pics, and then he starts talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, Lance, like, you should come. You know, we do this ride. You should come check it out."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's like 200, 300 of us go and ride through Long Beach."
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, get out of here," because back in the day, we, you know, 3 people would ride together. Six.
Your crew.
6 at the most,
man.
unless you're going to the jump, or right?
Exactly.
So I'm like, 300, 200 people? I was like, I don't know, bro. So I didn't go. But he said, hey, you can use one of my bikes. And I was like, man, get out of here. You gonna let me ride one of these? Oh, I was excited,
nice.
You know what I mean? And went back and just did some research. And there was a ride, the Hoedown. I went to the Hoedown. And the Hoedown really changed my life. So I'd never seen so many like bikes, and like a whole culture was there. And everybody was nice. I just held the camera up and they just let me walk through, and
you just took a bunch of photos.
Man, I saw Mike Buff and I lost my mind. I couldn't even believe it. I was like,
it's crazy that now you can go to these events and all these guys are there and they're still into it. They're still riding.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I just, that's why I really want to go to like Frogtown or to Dirty Fest or whatever. See Eddie Fiola, like that guy is my favorite freestyle rider.
So I'm at a bike show, bikes everywhere, amazing. My first bike show, I'm shooting, and there he is.
There he is.
He just showed up on the love, just doing tricks.
Just
and
like,
I'm just shooting.
Just shooting.
I'm shooting. The funniest thing I see, he goes, okay, I'm gonna bunny hop this guy. And the guy laid on the ground, and he starts riding, and he jumps off the bike, picks the bike up, and then just jumps over him. And I was like, yo. But, so I just looked at it, I was like, showmanship.
Yeah, no, that's what he is, dude.
So how long has he been doing it?
Exactly.
And he's still amazing. Then he got on a big bike.
And he can still do stuff on the big
bike.
Like,
he said, let me see that. And I was like, yo, it's different. It's like, that's different mechanics, Eddie. Watch out.
No, he can do it.
And he was killing it. And so I was just boop, boop, boop.
I remember back when I was in probably like maybe 8th or 9th grade, and GT did like a world tour.
Okay.
And they came to our island.
Oh,
they came to our island.
That's awesome.
Our bike shop built a ramp just for him. You know, and it was like just this big event, and I remember like I'm like standing like you are, and I was just like, that's Eddie Viola, like you know.
It's not it's the same. Like I've been around celebrities, like, and sports figures, and it's like, you know what I mean.
But
those
these guys, yeah, you start like, not sure what to say.
Yeah, RL.
RL,
So people, my Facebook page, it goes, people you may know, and it said RL Osborn. I would never go, let me see. I did it. I was like,
yeah.
And then I wrote him a little, hey man, my name's Lance, just, respect.
Yeah, I did the same thing, dude.
And he wrote me back.
I did the same thing. I reached out to him, because so you must know Bill Batchelor.
No, I don't know him.
You don't? No, but I mean, you know of him, right?
Yeah.
Like this guy was like this little kid that shot all kinds of stuff at the skate parks, right? Came out with all this incredible old school footage, right? So he released some prints, and RL, I picked up one of them, and I was like, I reached out to RL, and I was like, hey man, like, love your stuff, been a fan from when I was a kid. Like, hey, if I send this to you, would you sign it for me? And he's like, sure, send it over. So. Sent me his address. I mailed it off to him. Sent him some macadamia nuts as a thank you, you know.
Yeah.
And he sent it back, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. So I got that on my wall in my office at home.
Bro, I have a like super cool. We got time?
Yeah.
The RL story. Okay, so.
All right, so let's talk about this RL story.
Yeah. So man, there's this ride. It's BMX Day. I don't know how big BMX Day is supposed to be, but it's BMX Day. And they're like, hey. Go to this ride. I don't have a bike yet. I don't have the big bike. I still have the car. And they said, it's in Hollywood. Go to Hollywood, the parking lot. There's like thousands of bikes. And I'm like, yo, this is nuts. But when they told me it was gonna go down, they said Mike Buff and RL are gonna be there at the same time. And they were like, they haven't been there
They
they
haven't been
haven't rode
together.
together in 40 years or whatever,
Oh
right?
my God.
So I was like, okay, think, Lance, think, right?
You
This
gotta
is
shoot
epic.
that.
Yeah.
You gotta
I'm
shoot
like, how
that.
can I? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make them hoodies. And so I did the artwork.
Oh,
And
sick.
separate ones, right? So, and it was BMX. I did BMX All Stars, and then put their name on the back, RL Osborn,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
put stars, like it's kind of like how their jersey was.
Okay.
Right, but I just bought these two
Yeah,
black
yeah.
hoodies, and boom, you know, paid for all the screens, and you know, had them done,
Wow.
and then in the car. So it's thousands of bikes, and I'm like, how am I gonna find these
Yeah,
guys?
yeah,
Right. So
Look for the crowd.
yeah, so I made myself one.
Okay.
So I put RL's name on one side and I put Mike Buff's on the other side.
Nice.
And then Big Bike Family on the back.
Nice.
And then BMX All Stars on the front. So I'm in the parking lot and I'm shooting. And RL is like right there. And he sees his name. And he goes, hey, nice sweatshirt you got there. And I just looked over and I'm like, and I kept shooting. And I'm like, hey, you want one? He goes, yeah, I'll be right back. I was jumping over bikes, bro. You know what I mean? Shoot. Hey, Lance,
Ran back to the
I'm
car.
like-
I'll be
Ran
back.
to the car. Yeah, went in. So I noticed his wife was next to him, and I didn't see his son, Dylan.
Oh yeah, Dylan.
But
yeah.
I figured Dylan would be there, but
Yeah.
I didn't plan on like his wife being there, right? So, and she was posted, and you know, RL had the classic, you know, the foot goes like that. You know, he's chilling on his bike. I'm like, yo, that's him.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So I'm like, so I go and I hand him one, and the other one, it was Dylan's, but I handed it to the missus. I was like, here you go. And so I said, oh, thanks. And he was like, hey, good looking. And he goes, you're a smart man. Right? So he's saying, right? I said, hey, tell Dylan I'll get him his later. I'll send it to him later.
Yeah.
And so now I got to find Mike. Can't
Yeah.
find him.
Okay.
It's so many people, right? And so the ride starts, and it's tons and tons, and I don't know where they're going. I have no clue, right? And so I'm just following it.
Okay.
So they get to like Wilshire, like near Koreatown.
And you still got the jersey with you.
Yeah, it's in the car. And I remember I stopped.
So you're falling on a car.
Yeah,
You don't even have
thousands
a bike.
of bikes. I don't have a bike.
You're just falling in the car.
Yep.
Dude.
Helicopters, and police helicopters are going. But
Cops.
I started seeing, this is a 4130 ride. They're one of the oldest.
Yeah. I've heard of those guys.
Super amazing. I saw them stopping and fixing bikes. This was the first time I'd seen that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, it's like 10 guys. The guy must have a flat and directing the traffic.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this thing's organized. These guys, this is cool, right? So, and that's the thing when, from like the LA cruise, we're spoiled. The rides, when we go to other rides in other places.
There's no support.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah,
We know the
yeah.
difference, so
Yep.
we're really spoiled, and you know these guys
Yeah.
lead. So anyway, I get to Wilshire, get to this parking lot, and I see Mike. So I parked the car super illegal, and I remember there was a couple, and I said, hey, this is my car key. Right, you guys gonna be here? And I gave them the car key.
You don't even know who they are.
Didn't know who they were. This is the bike life people are amazing, bro. I could tell you.
So these are people that were part of the ride.
They're part of the ride.
Okay,
They're just
okay,
chilling.
not just
they're
random people.
They're just chilling
Got it,
on
got
the
it,
curb.
got it.
Waiting.
Yeah,
This is a stop. I gave him my keys, and I go and I see Mike. And Mike has on like a SE, or I think it's SE or Vans one.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, take that off. And I was like, I got one for you, bro. I'll be right back. I ran to the car, got it, gave it to him. He said, oh, where am I gonna put it? I said, take that one off, put this one on. Give me that one, I'm gonna throw it in the trash. And he's like, really, man? Right? So, and the guy that runs Haro, he had pulled up, and Mike was like, hey, give this to him. Go give it to him, don't give it to me. I didn't know who the guy was.
Was that John
Yeah,
Wilchins?
yeah. So I like, here, he's like, Mike told me to give this to you. He was like, haha. I didn't know. I was like, oh, you did. So anyway, give him the jersey, boom. So now I start seeing people and I'm shooting. And I'm shooting, they're like rolling, ride starts to go. And I'm shooting people leaving. And the last person that's leaving is the girl who I gave the key to. She goes, hey, you need
that's the
it?
keys.
Yeah, I would have like I forgot all about it.
Oh my God. So that's awesome that
Bro.
she was, yeah.
And then they're from up north, and I got to ride with them and
Nice.
whatever. But so after the ride, Mike and RL and a bunch of other guys from back in the day that used to ride and stuff together, they went to somebody's house and they laid out the hoodies like on the ground and took pictures of them and posted it.
Nice.
And I saw it and I lost it, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
I lost it. And
well,
so,
I mean, what's incredible is that you took the time you don't know them except from the magazines, right?
Yeah,
but you made those one-off jerseys.
Right.
And chased them all over just to get it to them. I mean, that's pretty cool though, dude.
Okay, bro, it's different. Like I said, it's like those were our heroes in a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're watching, what is it, That's Incredible, and
yeah,
right?
when he's racing
a horse, bro.
I remember that.
And you know he beat the horse.
I remember that.
We know, yeah.
I remember that.
Right? And so it's that kind of stuff where like we're kids and we're like, okay, that's our stuff.
Yeah.
The bike, that's our thing.
Exactly.
So to see it and to see it in the movies, see it in commercials, see it, you know, that
to
was
watch Rad.
right.
And to like
those
you
are
know.
that's what we love.
Yeah.
So you know, the other things that I did prior was just, for me, it's just like, where other people like, yo, what? You were where?
You were where? What?
With who? And I'm like, yeah, but right? And so, you know, there was a video, so RL posted a recap of BMX Day.
Okay.
And his son asked him a question. He said, hey, so what was what is your takeaway from the ride? Like, what was the best thing and cooler thing? He goes, there was this guy, I don't know, he had this camera thing and he was wearing the hoodie, bro, in the video.
That's awesome.
And I was like,
yeah, I can imagine you were like, yes.
my man.
That's awesome.
Right? And then it's like,
that is awesome.
and he lives far from us, so I don't get to see him that much as him, but you know, we check in, hey Lance, what's up? What's going on? Da-da-da. Oh yeah, I'm cool. Right? Same thing, awesome. Mike, and so it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then Frogtown and Dirty Fest. Again, just like Stu Thompson. I would never in a million years.
Right.
He's in the lens, like in the thing.
Yeah.
Stu, can I get a shot? Yeah. Again, send a message. Yo, what's up, bro? Okay, yeah, cool.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know. Yeah. So go ahead.
I think that's the coolest thing though about like this whole bike life thing, right? It's because like even when I just got back into it a couple years ago, like I've been able to meet so many different people and people like you,
right.
you know, and our interests are just this common interest in BMX and growing up as kids and just loving it, you know, and it's so cool that that's the thing that brings us all back together again, you know, and then we can kind of relive those days, jump on these bigger bikes. And you know, kind of remember what it was like to just be carefree, man. Just riding, like not really having any worries, and just be home by dinner. You know, when the street light comes on or whatever, right? You got to be home, and so that's the best thing I think that's been about this whole bike life scene, you know, and you know,
100%.
Yeah, it's just been awesome.
Yeah, the people have been so amazing to me, like just from the jump, everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere, just, man, you know, like I can't even.
Yeah, that's such a cool story though, man.
Just, there's so many. I know you got me. I'm like, yo,
there's probably more.
Yeah,
we could probably
so
be here for
more.
another hour, like hanging out and just talking about some other stuff.
I made a track. I found a mound of dirt and made a track after I went to Frogtown.
Yeah.
I got back and I started looking. I said, there has to be a
someplace
spot
nearby.
Yeah, and I found one. And I just went every day with the shovel and a hoe and just raked it out.
Whoa.
And then I started getting cones. I started seeing cones like around the city.
Yeah.
Put a cone in the car. Oh, this one, I call them stranded cones.
Stranded cones.
Yeah, they just left it. So
yeah.
It's okay. It's going to be used for a good purpose. And found a couple of tires and I would run across the freeway. Yeah, I'd wait for the cars to go, put my hoodie on, run across the freeway with a giant
with the cone
shovel and and then
that's cool.
Made jumps. I took some boxes over there, filled them with dirt for the base, and then
nice.
Yeah, it was cool, but I was like, why not?
Yeah.
That's what we used to do, right?
Exactly. You'd find a dirt empty lot and just see what you can do with it.
Make a jump.
Yeah. We used to do that all the time.
Yep.
Like same thing. That's awesome though. So you're in Hawaii now.
Yeah, excited.
So you're here just for vacation?
No.
Was it some of it's work?
I just wanted I needed a breather.
Nice.
And my buddy lives here, and so
I got a place to stay.
Yep.
That's
so
good.
I just didn't want to come here and like not shoot. I knew there had to be any state that I go into, I always check and see.
Yeah.
I went to Utah, no bike life. I went to the NBA. I went to the All-Star game.
You know Utah, it's gonna be Mormons on their bikes.
I talked to them for 2 hours.
Oh.
They didn't have bikes. I was like, all right, you're not gonna have bikes. You gotta hear what I gotta say. I went to the thing. I went inside, looked at the paintings. I was like, okay, look.
Yeah.
They were like, who is this guy? Who let this guy in here? You know?
Oh, but it's cool that you're here. So
I'm glad
to
be
we're,
here,
we're
bro.
gonna be just cruising.
Look, see, I saw a bike, squirrel. I was like, what kind of bike is that? I was like, oh no, he's.
And look at that cruise with those bars.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So they might be coming out tonight. I don't know, but we got probably like another, maybe about an hour and a half before the ride starts. It's only about a little after 5 right now. And so in the summer, normally the rides will start at 6, but because of the sun is coming down later, they're going to go down at 6:30. So we're going to get some nice shots. And so, but we're stoked.
Trying to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a cool weekend. And so we'll be able to hang out like today and then tomorrow.
Right, tomorrow.
And hopefully, with the influences you have, we can convince SE to come.
Come on now,
do
Todd.
A ride.
Let's go. It's easy. It's better. It'd be better than going to Houston.
I think Honolulu could make a really cool ride because you're gonna see tonight. We're gonna go down through Waikiki, and it's pretty cool. It's a nice. These guys have a really nice ride set up, and they do it every week.
Every week.
And it's just guys, same thing like us. They're just older guys. Some of them are younger. They got the Surons and the different e-bikes, and they're busting wheelies and stuff and stuff. But it's it's a nice group of guys. So tonight I think you're gonna enjoy it. So tonight's a little more mellow ride. Tomorrow we got the Bike Factory ride. We're gonna check that out. So
Factory ride. Excited.
But thanks, man. I appreciate you for spending time and just for us to get to know you.
No, thanks for responding to the message.
Yeah, when I saw your name, I was like, holy crap.
Nah.
What? Yeah. So I'm stoked that you reached out.
No, right on, man.
Yeah. But thanks, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.